Maneva na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Mema wakwaba ede ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabit me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wadwen abetimi ede wadwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV there eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne ede ba na yasaka ya ne ede abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye dey ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko na yenko video.
Randy, the issue of power outages is one that is discomforting, worrying, troubling, but most of all nauseating, because you have the persons who are responsible for managing our power trying to tell us that there is no problem. I mean, with the exception of this statement you've just read from Herbert Crapper, the body language and communication from as far as high up as the minister and government communicators is, oh, this is not doomsaw. This is better than John Mahama's doomsaw. I mean, my lights go off without any notice. I can't plan my life. I don't know when the lights will go off. I don't know when the lights will come on. And you don't have the humility to say to me that this is the problem, this is the plan to fix it, and this is the timetable. You tell me that if I say there is doomsaw, I should fix my own timetable. I mean, it is this arrogant incompetence that is getting on the last nerves of Ghanaians. Business people cannot plan. Small and micro enterprises are struggling because a barbering shop opens, the person goes there, and most of these guys depend on their daily income. He gets there at 8 o'clock, his lights are off till 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. He could not plan because he didn't know the power will go off or come on. Randy, how hard is it for us to get a timetable that allows us to plan our lives? I mean, let's call a spade a spade. We have problems of debt, mounting debt in that sector, despite the fact that John Mahama had put in place the plans and the roadmap to clearing those legacy debts with ESLA. These people have come in, collateralized ESLA, extended its lifeline, and we cannot see what they've done with the money. The debt still is there. ECG owes Gridco, VRA. Everybody's owing everybody in that mix. And the Ghanaian people are struggling. Yesterday I saw a journalist, I'm sure he's one of your proteges, Umaru Sanda, late in the night, do a tweet and tag President Akufo-Addo and say that his little children, his daughters, he's asked them to sleep on the bare floor because the heat was unbearable. And Randy, everybody knows that the heat in Accra this past few weeks has been something else. And we're having to go through this without any milk of compassion from the people who run the sector. Randy, the ordinary Ghanaian is fed up. The ordinary Ghanaian is tired. You have, and this, I mean, I know we'll come to Prof. Nana Jane, but yesterday this is what she spoke about when she spoke about the scorecards. Yes, there was doomsaw under President Mahama. And doomsaw did not start with President Mahama. You've had the NPP try to paint the picture that doomsaw was President Mahama's creation. No. President Mahama was a man of integrity who said, as leader, I will own the problem. It does not mean he created the problem. Because if the NPP claims that President Mahama created doomsaw and doomsaw started under President Mahama, they should remind us again why President Kufuor in 2006, 2007 marched pastors to go and pray for rain at Akosombo Dam. Why? Was it because we had excess power? Now, this is the same NPP government that in their 100-day in office scorecard, as put out by their flag bearer now and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he said that yes, John Mahama had fixed doomsaw, but we must not give him credit for it because that is what he was asked to do. Today they say that we shouldn't give Mahama any credit and that there is no doomsaw and that theirs is better than. I mean, how can you tell me that your doom zone is better than any other person's zone when my lights are going off? At least under Mahama, I knew when my lights would go off and I knew when they would come on. Today, you can't tell. Randy, I grew up in Nigeria, and anybody who knows Nigeria knows that one of the few things Ghanaians always used to tease Nigerians is power. NEPA was called Never Expect Power Always. When they changed it to PHC and they said, please hold candle now. And we always tease them and said, in Ghana, even if the lights will go off, they will announce it for you to know when the lights are going off and when they will come on. In Nigeria, it was even that small bragging right we had. Nanado and Baumia have conspired with Napo, Matiopoku Prempe, to deprive us of it. What crime have we committed? You now no water. And Randy, it is painful because there are people who don't have Ghana water in their houses. They run their own boreholes. You need power to pump water. So when power is cut erratically and you have not been able to pump enough water to store the water, you lose it. Even me, in my house, I have Ghana water. But even with Ghana water, I still need the electricity to pump it into the house. You take my power, I don't have water.
So on Tuesday, talking about this water thing, on Tuesday, my boss, Mr. Tomian Enforcement.
Yes.
Okay. They sent me this text, Tuesday, 8:42 a.m. Says, good morning. Please, can you also take a look at the water sector? We're discussing power. It seems there are a lot of challenges. From what I understand, they have problems with their pumping machines. And it's having untold hardship on consumers as well. Some people say they've not had water running for 2 years. For example, I have to buy 300 cedis of water every 3 days. I live at these Legon Hills, no running water for weeks now. And he actually sent me a photograph. He says, as this message comes to you, I'm currently buying water.
Can you imagine?
Please help us. And he sent me a picture of the tanker.
The tanker doing the discharge. Yeah?
Yes.
No, Randy, water is a major issue for many people. Yes, we're shouting about doing so, but the water situation is worse.
There's a correlation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because, you see, even when the outages happen...
For water, there's the power issue and there's Galamsey.
Galamsey, yes. And you see, even with the water issue, it's two-pronged. Because the water substations themselves get turned off. So their pumps are off. And then even when they pump the water, your own house too, you are not getting the access to the water because you can't pump it. It is a toxic mix because normally when your lights are off and you're about to sleep, you go and do some small shower so that you can cool down the body and sleep. Now you don't even have water. I mean, what crime have we committed to vote for President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia? What is the offense Ghanaians have committed to be saddled? I mean, what sin? Randy, you know, if this was Bible days, the nation will wear sackcloths and go back to God in prayer and ask God to forgive us our sins. Because this looks as though God is punishing us. But this is not God. This is the sheer wickedness of the people we have voted for. People who have become teen gods unto themselves. Behaving like King Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. That's why today you have the president not concerned about the erratic power situation in our country and the lack of water and the fact that babies are dying in Tema General Hospital. He's more interested in asking chiefs to stand up to greet him. And you know, this is not the first. Yes, the president.
Is that what?
He's more interested in shouting at chiefs that how dare they sit down, and his bodyguards are waving their hands and telling them.
When did they do that?
Oh, at the funeral of the former, what's his name? I forgot. In KJB, H0T.
He did
2 days ago, he shouted. Oh, I will share the video with your production.
Shouted at who?
The chiefs in H0T region.
For what?
He went greeting.
Uh-huh.
And you know, as tradition demands, our chiefs sit. And when you go, you shake their hands.
Uh-huh.
He asked them to stand up to shake his hands to greet him. And when the chiefs were sitting there, he was shouting at them, stand up. And this is not the first time the president is doing it. He did this in my constituency as well. In that instance, I apologize to him because he took offense and actually sent the regional minister at the time, H0T, to go and warn the chief of PENDREAM, Nenewaka III, that when the anthem was being sung, Nenewaka was sitting down and didn't stand up.
That anthem thing, I thought he was here now. I thought he was in the Ayawaso West.
Apart from Ayawaso, he did the same thing when he came to Atlantic Life Sciences, the commissioning of Atlantic Life Sciences in my constituency.
But why didn't the chief stand for the anthem.
So that one I apologized and said that my chief didn't know.
But the president was right.
Oh, Randy.
Yes.
You see, you want to see if the president's standards are the same. The same president was at another function with his daughter. When the anthem was being sung, his daughter was on the phone.
But he didn't see her.
He didn't see her.
He couldn't have seen her.
He saw the chiefs, but he couldn't
No, I'm
see his
saying
daughter.
that I've seen that video.
Yes.
Yeah, but from where the president was seated, he could not have seen his
Oh,
daughter.
how?
No, he couldn't.
Randy, you are holding brief for the president.
No, I'm not. I'm just
If
saying.
the president could reprimand our
No, you don't get the
chiefs,
point I'm making. I'm
I
saying
get
that
it, but I
if you
don't
watch
agree.
the video, the president was not in a position to have seen his daughter.
His daughter was sitting on his side.
Not behind him. Behind him, he couldn't have seen her.
Oh, Randy.
Yeah.
Randy, you are
He
making
couldn't, but just no, he couldn't have seen her. So
the bottom line for me is that this is the president's pet peeve. Not the
as you are
problem.
saying, in this instance, he was greeting.
Oh, Randy, yes. He
and
went
then-
to greet.
and
Let me just say.
you're sure that these were chiefs?
Oh, Randy.
No, I just
yes.
want. And when he got there, they refused to get up.
It's not that they refused, Randy. That is our custom. And you see,
So they were seated.
they were seated. Will the president have done this to
No, hold on. Just hold on.
Yes. I mean,
Is this what you are referring to?
yes, this is what I'm referring to, Randy. See the bodyguards asking them to stand up and look at the president. See, look, do you see his hands? He says, I'm greeting you, stand up. I am greeting you, stand up.
But is the person a chief?
Yes. Those are all chiefs. Those are all chiefs in KJB.
But
You see, Randy, look at him. He's even wearing the head regalia. These are chiefs. In KJB.
and chiefs are not supposed to
No, Randy.
get up
No.
when the president is.
No, Randy.
Really?
Randy, we revere our chiefs. And that's what I'm asking
You mean all category of chiefs?
Oh, Randy. Randy, a chief is a chief. Whether
No,
he's
not all. Not
no,
all.
Randy.
not
Randy,
all.
you have gone to his land. These are the chiefs in that area.
Okay.
These are the chiefs in that area. And that's the question I asked. That will he do this with other chiefs? If he went to Chebi, would he do this to Amotia Oferipenyin?
Maybe the chiefs will rise.
Randy,
when
we
they
have
get
seen
there.
the president greet all of them. They don't rise for the president. You see, we have a certain place where, as politicians, yes, we have political power, but the custodians of the land are our chiefs. This is the arrogance of power. This is the height of arrogance that has engulfed the president. This is what the president is more interested in. He's not interested in the fact that these same chiefs did not have water and electricity before they came to meet him. That's not his business. So this is the state of our country, where right now you have a president who sees himself as monarch, lord of all, king of all, ruler of all. Maybe we should add principality and power. I don't know if I should continue and add wickedness in high places.
No.
Because, Randy, where we live in today is wickedness, pure wickedness. That a woman will carry her baby for 10 months, 40 weeks, Randy. Give birth to her child, go through the pains of labor. Hey, Randy, like you, I have been in the theater 3 times with my wife. And I know what it means for women to give birth to a child. And Mother's Day is coming very soon. We celebrate all mothers in advance. A mother goes through all of this, gives birth to her child, and her child is killed because of the incompetence of Akufo-Addo and his energy ministry and those managing our energy sector. There is no power, and this child dies at Tema General Hospital. And people say we should not talk about it. Is this not wickedness in high places? Is this not unconscionable? How does the president sleep at night? The generator that powers his house is paid for with our taxes. When there was a power outage, we saw John Mahama using his holiday. Randy, John Mahama used his official holiday to go and do the negotiations on Ameri. Do you remember that? And brought us the Ameri power plant and brought car power to fix the problem. This was a president who went to parliament and said, I am president. I have been voted to fix the problems. I'm not going to pass the buck. I will fix the problem. And he fixed the problem. Today, you have a president who is more interested in renaming assets that were left for him. He's not creating his own. And we are in a complete mess. Randy, look, we can't wait for December 7th to have our say and have our way. Because enough of this ineptitude, enough of this crass incompetence, enough of this sheer arrogance of power.
Fred Aguayo sent me a text. He says that the president's daughter sat by his side, not behind.
Was by his side. I remember the video. The president's daughter was by his side.
Oh, child.
She wasn't behind him. She was by his side.